Alright, that was about the same time.
Yeah.
We don't want that in the video.
Nintendo. Wait, isn't Intelligent Systems the guys who made Bone Town?
No!
By the way, that doesn't have anything to do with Ron Jeremy. I forget, you guys were talking about it during the... This is Paper Mario, by the way. Okay, here's the deal. Listen, I played and beaten this game like twice, but I've seen this game played like probably, and this is no hyperbole, 16,042 times, because this other douchebag on the line here has played this game way too goddamn much.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've played through this game?
Oh gosh.
Oh dear!
Oh dear!
That was the first audio clip of the session. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness! Can I just say, I was thinking about Jimmy Neutron the other day, as you do. And can we talk about how Hugh is like one of the best characters in any of those like shitty shows ever? Hugh is the dad, if you don't know, of Jimmy Neutron. Can you do his voice? Because I can't do his
hi there,
voice.
Jimbo. Well, too much for my blood. See you, Jimmy.
I know you can do better. I know you can do better.
Cop who always gets the bad guys. Donut boy. That's me. Donut boy.
I was just thinking the other day about how funny that character is, even if it's just like stupid slapstick and shitty animation, whatever.
I like how this is how we're kicking off our playthrough of Paper Mario.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let me tell you something about Jimmy Neutron. Dude, I feel like if I sat down and watched the show or the movie, I would be horrified. Because it's been so long since I've seen any of it. And I remember it like being good and funny and stuff, but if I go back, it might be horrifying. Alright, do you want to talk about all the boring shit?
Well, yeah, this is Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64, released in 2001. I think it was the very last first-party Nintendo game to grace the system, and it is, in my opinion, the best game on the system. No, the only one that might come close for me is Majora's Mask, which is also pretty close, but goddamn does this... Okay, listen, you're gonna have to knock that off right now before I reach through this microphone and slap you.
Michael, it's all nostalgia. What was that? Wasn't that what your like editorial thing was about?
It was about not being overcritical of things.
You like a game? It's nostalgia. Those guys.
My editorial was about not being overcritical of things, just to make yourself sound more objective.
Yeah, so like the whole like immediately jumping to the nostalgia. By the way, this is, I'm sure I just interrupted you, but this is pre-recorded footage since Michael and I are in different states right now.
Yeah, we were. So basically, Star Fox Adventures just ended, and I wanted to keep doing weekend playthroughs.
The witch is dead. The wicked witch. The wicked witch.
Well, you know, Eric, that playthrough was your idea, so you can go shove it up your ass. But anyways, I wanted to do a new weekend playthrough, and I don't know, I wanted to do this some sort of LP or...
It's funnier because it's the weaker playthrough.
I've wanted to do an internet treatment of this game for some...
If you don't make a joke name, oh, fuck you.
I've been wanting to do a playthrough of this for so long, and
when are we gonna get Mike Rowe on as a guest for ZBros?
Okay, stop talking right now. I'm trying to say a thing, and you keep interrupting me.
It's nonsense. It's boring nonsense.
But we needed a new weekend playthrough. I really like this game, and since Eric and I are in separate states and it's an RPG, it made sense to do like some sort of post playthrough and then record commentary over Skype.
Speaking of post. Boo! Sorry, I know you guys can't.
That's my favorite cereal company, Eric. I'm triggered.
I'm triggered. Look at their fucking old stove. I never really thought about that.
I
Why
think
do
that's
they
a
have a ye old
fireplace.
stove?
That's a
Ye old
fireplace.
fireplace. Whatever, I don't give a shit. It's weird that that sprite of that letter is in this game.
Okay, listen. You need
I'm
to
sorry.
you did
Go
that
on with
and
go on with the boring bullshit. Go on with the boring bullshit about this
It's
game is
just-
the best of all time. Ah.
there's just something about this game that, to answer Eric's question earlier, I probably played this game 30 times. Many times. Like, I used to play this game multiple times a year. Now I try to limit it to only one. Because, like, after a while, I did get a little sick of it, so I haven't actually played this game in over a year. Or maybe 2 years.
He has a pig fetish, alright? That's why he likes this game. He has a
Yeah,
pig
for the
fetish.
little oinks, which are
The
adorable.
little oinks. Little oinks.
Yeah.
Not only is it pig fetish, it's like a young pig fetish, so it's especially internet savvy.
And I guess one thing I'd like to disclose is that I'm recording this off the Wii U, and by default, the colors look very... The colors...
saturation is too tough.
It's... Well, I mean, like, by default, the graphics look undersaturated and have low contrast, and they look... It just looks like there's no color injected into it. So I did do a bunch of color correction for this footage just to make it look more like it would if you were playing it on an N64. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot closer. So
Oh, so you tried to N64 it up.
yeah, just a little bit, because
Did
like
you
I
do-
can.
Did you do what I did during the Super Mario World playthrough and constantly switch back and forth between smoothing and non-smoothing?
No, I don't
Why
think
not?
N64
That's
games
pretty-
have that feature.
It's pretty professional.
It's actually not. So that's what I
All the
didn't
people, all the people called for it. They said, "Please, please, I love my footage to switch in quality halfway through."
do. So one other thing I would like to say is that this game has a bit of a slow start, like even when you're playing it. So if it's not the most interesting playthrough in the world, maybe skip ahead a few parts when they're available.
No, don't. Watch all of them. Give me ad revenue. I'm still
But-
waiting on my paycheck, by the way, Michael.
Yeah, I'm just sort of talking to a lot of these NPCs because we're gonna be seeing many of them later, and I just thought it was interesting to, because like for years I didn't know that Tasty, that's the yellow chef toad we saw earlier, was actually the cook for Peach's castle. Because like for most of the game,
Is she the same character from the 1,000-Year Door? the
that's
cook?
Zesty.
Zesty.
She's also a
If you
yellow
haven't
toad
noticed,
chef.
there's an interesting naming convention in this game for the toads. And,
Yeah,
and
like,
characters. What are some other good ones?
Fuck. There's a guy in Koopa Village named Mort T. So it's like Morty.
The village whores named Bus T.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
at the beginning of the game here, Mario and Luigi are invited to Princess Peach's party, and we're about to see her just now, and that's where the shit's about to hit the fan, so to speak.
Hey, spoiler alerts.
Yeah, for this game that was released in 2001. It's 15 years old, Eric.
Bowser's the bad guy.
And bear in mind, folks, this is before Sticker Star made it a pattern of Bowser being the villain in every Mario RPG. So like that was, while Paper Mario may seem like, for its time, it was only the second Mario RPG ever made at that point. The only one that came before was Super Mario RPG.
Oh,
Superstar
yeah,
Saga
Super
came
Mario
out 2 years after for the
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance, and
I
to
just
actually took a
forgot
lot of
for half a
inspiration from this
second.
game. But basically
Super
what
Mario
happened is
RPG.
this game began development as Mario Story for the N64. It was going to be another collab project with Squaresoft, but when Nintendo ended up
Mario
choosing
Story.
Yeah, Mario Story. Well,
Does that
it's
have
still
any
called that in
relation to
Japan.
Yoshi's Story?
It's still called Mario Story in Japan, but they ended up changing its. Well, basically, Nintendo ended up going with cartridges for the Nintendo 64, and Square Enix wasn't too happy about that because they wanted the CDs. So that's when they sort of made that transition over to the PlayStation. And so they ended up dropping the collab with Nintendo for Super Mario RPG 2 or Mario Story or whatever. And so Nintendo ended up shifting development of that over to Intelligent Systems, which is an in-house Nintendo developer, sort of like Ape Inc. and HAL Laboratory. And they ended up...
didn't they work on Corbin
Yes.
games?
Oh, Intelligent Systems is better known for Advance Wars. I think that's another thing they do, and they made that codename Steam game for the 3DS. So one thing I really like a lot of people, especially since Sticker Star, Dream Team, and now Paper Jam. So like Eric, would you say that you prefer Thousand Year Door?
Yeah, I kind of like the tone of 1,000 Year Door a little bit more. I think there are some annoying stuff, like some annoying aspects of 1,000 Year Door. It's been a long time since I played it though, so I don't.
Well, you
don't
did
know.
play through it with undisclosed sister.
Undisclosed. She played it.
Yeah, well, you played it with her, so you could see all the stuff in
basically.
there. That because I'm playing that game too recently. I'm up to chapter 8, and
You
because
must be like a hardcore trilogy gamer.
yeah, I beat Paper Jam recently too, so I've been very much on a Mario RPG binge. But basically,
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Paper, I'm way out of contact with the world of Nintendo.
Right.
So, all right. So there was Sticker Star, which I didn't like, and a lot of people didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
And then is something Color Splash McDonald's.
Yeah, that's coming out for the Wii U recently, and if you've seen my Unversed Cast episode, you'll know that I'm not too excited for it.
Listened to the whole thing 3 times actually.
It looks like Sticker Star. It looks like Sticker Star 2, and I'm not very enthused about that. But as for what I'm saying, because the general consensus among people seems to be that Thousand Year Door is the best Paper Mario game, if not the best Mario RPG. Yeah, I mean, there are people who people don't hate the first one or anything. It's just there seems to be I don't even understand that personally, because I'm very much of the opinion that the first game is better. And I can, now that I've replayed Thousand Year Door and this recently, I could say that for certain. Because Thousand Year Door has a better story, or a more original story rather, and maybe more fleshed out characters, and definitely better graphics, because that's what you'd expect from a GameCube sequel. But everything else I feel is better in the original. I feel for the most part that the dungeons in this game are better. I think the soundtrack is better. I think the bosses are better.
I like how we're completely ignoring this incredibly crucial cutscene.
Yeah, well,
that was scripted. You have to die. Are we just assuming everybody knows this game inside out?
Well, there's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, Michael could probably write a book.
What I was getting into here is that a lot of people sort of look at the story in Thousand Year Door and how original it is by comparison, and then look back at this and say oh, this is just another new Super Mario Brothers plot. Princess gets kidnapped, Bowser's the villain, whatever. And I actually think there's a lot more to it than that. By the way, I love this title crawl right here. Mario gets his ass handed to him and is basically falling through the sky, and then there's the title. And it's got this super atmospheric music in the background. Fucking love it!
You died, Michael. You're gonna lose your esports position. You're not careful. You don't step it up.
So basically, the plot so far is that Bowser stole a mystical relic called the Star Rod from basically Paper Mario's rendition of Heaven, Star Haven. And these 7 star guys that are flying up there, those are the star spirits, and they were in charge with guarding the Star Rod. And basically, Bowser stole the Star Rod and imprisoned the star spirits, and then used the Star Rod's power to create a flying fortress castle and lift Princess Peach's castle up into the air. And then
Mario gave up, started using psychedelic drugs, and talks to stars.
Yeah, sure.
He dies from an overdose 3 years later in Miami.
Paper Mario dies at the end. That's the title of the game.
Paper Mario dies.
And so basically Bowser used the Star Rod's power to become invincible and defeat Mario. And one thing I really like about this story is that because like nowadays in Mario RPGs, like they're basically running on the joke of, oh, Princess Peach got kidnapped again, Bowser kidnapped the princess again. Isn't that funny, guys? Isn't that funny? And back when this game was released,
So the objectification of women.
Oh, sure, if you want to go the Sarkeesian route.
This is the patriarchy at work.
But with this game, I feel handles that a lot better, because basically we'll be finding more about this probably
Peach kicks ass in this series.
Yes, absolutely. Well, until Sticker Star made her useless again.
I didn't play very much of Sticker Star because it was fucking
Peach
boring.
only appears at the beginning and at the end, and I don't think she says anything, and neither does Bowser. Just one of the many reasons that Sticker Star sucks. But in this,
dear.
Basically, one of the things I really like about the plot of this game. Shut up, you. One of the things I really like about the story in this game is just how. Essentially, the theme is that Bowser sort of learns that fate is kind of stacked against him. That, the way that the things work in this universe just sort of conspire to make Mario win every time. So he basically cheats by rigging the system against Mario, by stealing the Star Rod and throwing the universe out of whack. And then the game is sort of about Mario's journey to put things back in order. And it's almost sort of like Greek mythology, almost showing that you can't really control fate or circumvent it, that in the end things are preordained. I don't know, I'm probably reading too deeply into it, but I still think it's a lot more interesting than what Paper Jam's plot was, which was...
Is your thesis paper gonna be about Paper Mario?
Sure, why not?
How the meta narrative of life goes all the way back to Greek mythology, all the way forward to Paper Mario. That's a great thesis. You should write that down. You writing that down at home?
There are a lot of other things that the story that Paper Mario uses to make its story more interesting. And one of the things that we're going to be seeing later, without spoiling too much, is we do get to check in on what Peach and Bowser are doing from time to time. So they actually have a presence. So like, I don't know if you've watched JonTron's top 10 boss battles video, but he names something called the Gruntilda effect, which is basically throughout Banjo-Kazooie, Gruntilda basically threatens you and makes fun of you as you gradually climb up her lair and then eventually confront her at the end of the game. And I feel like Paper Mario harnesses that same Gruntilda effect, because we get to see what Bowser is doing and what Peach is doing to try to stop him and help Mario. And then, like, eventually, spoiler alert, climb your way all the way back up to Bowser's castle, and even basically right where the game begins again, and then you win.
Okay.
I mean, because like I'm guessing that that's not too much of a spoiler, because first of all, this game is 15 years old, and second of all, it's Mario. It's not really going to pull too many punches, but I don't know, that there's just something about the story in this game, like despite its simplicity, that I should have cut that.
Oh my goodness!
I probably should have cut that out. But
yeah,
Eric can cut that out in post. But
no, I won't. I refuse. Any ammunition that I can use against the tyranny of Exo Paradigm Gamer.
Because like basically
I have a question for
another disclosure is that this
watchers.
is my second time recording the prologue of Paper Mario. Like the first time I recorded I had some weird bug
the first time
that threw out the footage. But so the second time around, I was trying to figure out a way to back up save files, and I was at first considering using the save state feature, but then in the end I just used separate save files. So and
Lame.
so basically Mario ended up, after he was defeated by Bowser, ended up landing in Goomba Village. And that's another thing I really like about the first two Paper Marios, is that you can find good enemies. Like you can find good-natured Goombas and Koopas and Bob-ombs and characters that are normally just evil in the main series, you know? And that's something that Sticker Star fucked up too. All of the Koopas and Goombas in that game are evil. Like there are no good guys
Didn't Super Paper Mario do that too?
Super Paper Mario did that too, but part of that was that Count Bleck was controlling everyone, and it was most of the enemies were original to begin with. But that game was still more loyal to the Paper Mario field than Sticker Star was. Basically, what happened with Sticker Star is that apparently Miyamoto didn't like the first 3 games. So when they started to develop Sticker Star, they were gonna make it like the first 2 ones, but then Miyamoto's just like, you know what? I'm going to fire the original staff and replace 90% of them, and then basically tell them to make a game I want. And then for some reason, it sold really well in Japan and around the world. Like apparently, it's the highest selling Paper Mario game for some reason. And like, even though the fan reaction was pretty much universally mixed to negative, they decided it was a good idea to make another one for Color Splash.
You know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that everybody gets so upset about the prospect of Color Splash and it turns out to be really fucking good. Because the opposite of that happens all the time. People get their expectations really high. And then it comes out and they're like, I was supposed to be the best game ever. So maybe people will be like, Color Splash is fucking Sticker Star garbage horseshit, and then they play it and they're like,
have you seen the trailer?
Dude. I've not seen the trailer. I know very little about this game, so this is completely arbitrary.
Like basically
conjecture.
All of the staples of the Sticker Star gameplay are in the trailer. There are no badges, there are no experience points, well, presumably.
What about actual staples? Were there any actual staples in the trailer? You know what, I wouldn't be
surprised, because they're bringing back the quote-unquote things. Like in Sticker Star, you could find like giant scissors and light bulbs and stuff to use in battle. They're bringing them back for Color Splash. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a stapler.